Yo, what's up? I'm your host, Show. You already know. It's a Friday evening in December. We're rocking out. It's not that cold out because it's hot in here. Yeah, I'm corny, but fuck it. Yo, what's the deal? Shout out to all the Initia. Shout out to everybody watching live. Where you're watching live from. We're just vibing. We're chilling. You know, enjoying ourselves. We're gonna do the damn thing. Let's do it, y'all.
every now and then. In this game, you run into obstacles to try to hold a man back from getting his. Yo.
Yo, what's the deal? Yo, that was the pre-show. I'm just playing tunes. I'm really playing, y'all. This isn't a playlist. I know people are like, oh my god, are you really playing? Are you really DJing? Like, yeah. Hello. Yo, shout out to all the initiates. Shout out to everybody out there. Yo, we just trying to keep positive vibes, man. This crypto winter sucked. This whole year sucked, but you know, we're just gonna be cool about it. You know, thinking about our crypto losses and the potential wins that we could have had. It's like, god damn it. But we're gonna keep our head up. We're gonna keep our chins high. We're gonna keep our fat double chins high. Yo, we're about to kick this shit off. We're about to kick this shit. The proverbial shits. We're about to kick this off. I'm gonna play some games together. Hopefully, enjoy ourselves. I'm gonna be the adult that my parents wish they had. Switching over my screen. Oh, no, that's not. Alright, that's fine. It's cool. Wait. Alright, there we go. About to transition over, y'all. Give me a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. Hold on. not while I'm vibing in the music. I'm giving you cool ass vibes to vibe to on your long drive. You know, it's cold up there in Canada. Montreal's frozen. Shout out to all the women who don't shave in Canada, providing sustenance in the form of frozen vagina pops. I'm kidding. There was maple syrup all over the place. No, I'm kidding. Yo, let me kick this shit off. All right. Hey y'all, how's the... Oh wait, hold. Just gonna see how's my audio, but I hear my own. All right, y'all. How's my audio? My 2x2, 5x5. What is the deal? Awesome. Perfect. I'm like biting my lip skin and then spitting it out. That's how I get prepared. That's how I get prepared to be professional for you in the crypto space. Yo. Nah, it's all good. It's all gravy. Hey, listen, it's been weird. It's been weird in this space. I don't even know what to tell y'all. honestly, I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. It is strange and sad. But yo, what the fuck is up? I'm your host, Show. You already know. If you don't know, you will know by the end of this live event concept brought to you and powered by the Initia Project. I was going to promise a story since one of our initiates has a new SUV, a new car. Shout out to her. So this story is for her. Back in 2008, I was producing at a theater that I actually grew up at. So after I graduated college, I founded a theater company, and in addition to founding a theater company, I also founded a production company, and I also had a artist residency that I was offered by the new director of a massive building that housed 3 theaters in it. That was like, hey, where's all of our legacy people? Where are they at? I'm like, yo, I want to bring some shit there. I'll do it. So they offered me an artist residency. What does this have to do with Kia? I'm going to tell you in a moment. All right, I'm just setting up the story. So basically, I had an event. I had an open mic event that I was producing. Had a bunch of people come through, vibe out, and it was it was like gray and rainy, and I hate gray, cloudy, rainy days. Then this matters. So it was raining off and on throughout the day, and I had a bunch of things I had to get. And at this time, I had just gotten my license. You know, in New York City, you don't get your license as a teenager. You get your shit whenever you decide you want to be an adult. So I got my license, and I had driven a bit without my license for a while, practicing. So then this is one of the first times where I driven by myself. So this is embarrassing, but fuck it. So I really needed to get around quickly that day. So I borrowed one of my father's cars and shit, and I was like, all right. I mean, I felt comfortable enough. So I took my father's Kia Sorento, but this is from the early aughts though. He got it in like the mid, like maybe 06, maybe 07, something like that. So I borrowed it, and then I went like, so I had to buy some shit in Manhattan. So, you know, there's traffic everywhere. There are avenues and streets that go places that you don't realize that are there until you drive them. So that I was buying things I needed to buy, a tie, you know, and not like a prom school tie, like, no, like high fashion. Like I used to dress very well compared to now. So it was a slim, very fashionable tie, not no fat ties. I don't do fat ties. I'm not a fucking car salesman, you know. So yeah, I got me a tie. I was buying some other things too, and I had to drop off some shit. I had to go all the way uptown, and then I went back downtown. I was doing a bunch of shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing, like texting. You're not supposed to text and drive at the same time. I was trying to parallel park in Midtown Manhattan. Do not do that. Well, not parallel. I was trying to parallel park. And I'm sorry for the speed and the delivery of the story that I'm telling. I'm recalling it, and I'm just feeling a bunch of shame. So let me speed it up. So basically, I had a couple of encounters, near misses. Don't text, right? Because you may fucking run through a stoplight. Don't try to parallel park in Midtown, because you may fuck around and clip somebody's car, because the streets are narrow on the small streets when you're trying to do that shit. But then the reason why I brought up the tie first is because when I came back downtown and I needed to get the tie that I wanted, because I didn't get it first, which is what I should have done quickly. I turned off on this one street behind an H&M. So if you're in Broadway, Soho, you know where H&M is at. There's these side streets where the Prince Street area, you know, what happens is it goes from asphalt to cobblestone. It was raining. and you know that streets like asphalt collect oil. You know, they collect oil. Cobblestone streets, right? Oh my God. The stone itself, right? When you go over it, it rumbles. It's like, it's not like fucked up broken potholes, which we have in abundance in New York City. It's just that when you go over these cobblestone streets, you feel it. It's like a rumble because you're going over fucking stone. The oil slick. The oil gets lifted up with water. If you don't know, if you ever put oil and water into a bottle, the oil comes to the top. The oil was lifted up on the asphalt. I made a left turn in a Kia Sorento, and what happened was I went from asphalt to cobblestone, and the car was moving fine. But then something happened where the two wheels in the front started spinning rapidly. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? The car stopped. The wheels started spinning rapidly. And then it propelled me forward. And when that happened, the wheel of the car had a mind of its own. It was going left, right, swaying. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, yo, since I've had near misses in the past, I had like skills when it came to like recovery and shit. So I was like, all right, let me try to like press the brakes, right? Which was the bad thing to do. When I pressed the fucking brakes, right, the back wheels slid. So when the back wheels slid, the car was basically sliding all together. Because remember, the forward wheels are spinning fast. When that happened, there was no recovery. The car fucking slammed right. It hit this piece of shit fucking car that was in front of an Italian restaurant. It went boom, and then it bumped into another car, and then went doom. It fucking hit this shit, and then it fucking, like, I wouldn't say jackknife, but close to a jackknife. Where like I was like the car was pointing at 10 o'clock. That's the best way I could put it. It was at an angle and it was wedged in between two cars. If it didn't stop, it would have went through a fucking restaurant. Because there was like a gap or opening. So if the cars weren't there, I would have gone into a fucking building. And then I sat there and I was like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. I was shocked. This is a long story, I know, but yo, and again, I apologize for my delivery. You know I'm snappier with my delivery, but I'm recalling it and I'm telling you. So then fucking it gets worse. And I'll tell you the reason why the car did what it did. I'll tell you because I learned later, like years later. Well, I'm gonna give some advice to your other half that he should know about, because maybe they fixed it with the Sorento. Maybe so, I don't know. But all right, so after I slammed, I was sitting there in shock. I didn't know what the fuck to do. People came out and they were like, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, get the fuck away. I was like, I don't know. And then people were trying to stand in front of the car and on the sides. They were like, don't let him get away. And I was like, what the fuck you mean don't get away? I'm not going to go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. I'm stuck. They were like, don't let him get away. I swear to God. And then, so I'm sitting there and I called my dad, and I was like, yo, something happened. Yo, and I tried to explain what happened, and explaining the fact that I knew what happened, like a hydroplane. Like literally, I knew what happened. I didn't know why it happened though. Is the thing. I told my father straight up. I was like, look, it was raining. Right, I made a left turn. there's oil that's pulled up from the asphalt. Like I'm shaking, but like my brain processed like, thank God I'm smart. Thank God I'm fucking smart. But the problem is, when you try to explain the smart shit to people who ain't smart, it's like, oh my God. So then what happened was, yeah, wait, I'm gonna explain why they stood in front of the car too. I'll tell you after I tell you what happened with the phone call. So I was like, yeah, I made a left turn. I was on the cobblestone. The wheels started spinning super fast. And then I hit the brakes, and the fucking car came to a stop, but it fucking launched me, it propelled me, and I started slamming into shit like a pinball. And now I got into an accident. I hit 3 cars. My father was silent, and then he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm alright." And he was like, "I'm nearby." And I guess he went to get dinner with some friends nearby, and then so he came with this other car with my mom, and they came down the street about like 45 minutes later. They really were nearby, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? At this point, I had gotten out of the car to look at what happened because I still didn't get it. I didn't understand what happened, and out of the 3 cars, two of the cars had damage. The one that I landed into, and then there was a second car that I hit really badly that was in front of a restaurant, and that was the thing that scared the shit out of people. So then they're all out there, and they're like, why did you do this? It wasn't their cars. These people had nothing to fucking do with the accident, and they were like, why did you do this? Why did you get into this accident? And I was like, I don't fucking know. I wasn't crying. I'm a man. Men don't cry. I was emotional. There's a difference. I was shocked. I was like, man, what the fuck just happened? Because when you're in that relaxed, chill state, especially when it's raining outside, you feel removed from the world. But I was like, it wasn't my fault. So anyway, my parents came down the street, and my father saw the shit. He was like, yo, what the fuck? And then they asked me if I was okay. And immediately, like, my father went into crisis mode. He was like, okay, we gotta nullify the damage. Let's try to get this car let's get this car. It was wedged. Let's try to get this car unwedged so we could get the fuck out of here, right? So then there were people like, why are you trying to? It was a hit and run. It's not a hit and run. I'm still standing here, motherfucker. So then, they called the cops. The cops came. The cops came down the street, and immediately they were like, okay, we're trying to find the owners of the cars. And then the people were trying to say, he's trying to get away, and the cops were like, shut the fuck up. The kid is just chilling. mind you, I'm a young adult. I'm not a kid, but like they actually had my back. They were like, all right, were you drunk? Were you doing anything? And I was like, no. And then once they realized that it was like a mistake and that it was raining, and once they heard what I told them, like, look, like I turned from asphalt to cobblestone. And they probably know. They're like, yo. So they were like, okay, let's just see if we can find the owners of the cars. If not, we'll write a report or something. So my father wrote a note and left it on the cars that were hit. He was like, hey, call this number. We'll talk to you, because he's worried about the damages. So then. Okay. Let me. Sorry, I just saw your question. What was the speed? I wasn't speeding when I slowed down before I made the left turn. So that's how I knew, because it was a narrow street. So like my speed was like what? Maybe like it had to be like, it wasn't 5. It was in between 5 and 10. It was in between 5 and 10. It was like, yeah, it had to be, because I wasn't. Yeah, that's what. But it's crazy. Like, this isn't hindsight. Me saying, explaining away what happened. Like, no, like I knew when I turned the cobblestone. I was like, because I knew it wasn't something that I was used to driving on. So when I made the left, I was like, oh yeah, oh shit, okay, let me just, And then it was like my brain processed, and then the shit started going wrong. So then, my father left notes on the cars and shit with his number, which I'll tell you what happened with that. My father managed to unwedge the car and get it straight. And I forgot who was somebody with us that drove, or maybe I drove. Did I drive us out? Oh no, I did drive us out. I drove us out. And then I think I was just following my dad or whatever. So anyway, okay, so let me go back. So what happened with the Kia, before I tell you about what happened with the owners of the cars, cuz we interacted with two of them, right? What happened with the Kia was that it was in two-wheel drive. It was in two-wheel drive. And it was an automatic two-wheel drive too. So it automatically shifted to two-wheel drive at some other time during the day, and it stayed in two-wheel drive. And I think that some of these Kias they were called back. There was an issue because people were getting to accidents. Sorry, Demon Tiger. I'm not saying that you're gonna get into an accident. Just this is something that you'll be able to deal with. Just be aware, and then I'll tell you about my retribution. So, but that comes after this. All right. So what happened was it was in two-wheel drive instead of four-wheel. So obviously the two back wheels. Wait, was it two back wheels or two forward wheels? The two back wheels were driving. The two forward wheels weren't in drive. Weren't in control. If it were in four-wheel, then I don't think I would have slid. Is the issue. And then by pressing the brakes is what fucked me up, because then there was nothing had traction at all. Exactly, there was no traction on the cobblestone. So once that happened, if you it's hydroplaning. Like if you brake and the car is gliding on some fucking oil on water, the shit was like moving. It was swaying. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Just like that sound that just happened in the ambient noise in the game. So all right, so then one of the owners came down the block and he was like, what the fuck? And he lived right upstairs. And then immediately he's cursing. He was like, who did this? He's cursing me out. We saw people were like, they were snitching. Like they're like, there was a crowd of people. I was like, what the fuck? So he started cursing me out. And then my father was trying to calm him down, and he managed to calm him down. And then once the guy like wasn't angry, he realized that it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like some asshole shit. It was like this shit really went wrong, you know. So then he invited me and my parents up to his loft, and oh my god, I was so like the shame and embarrassment as a young man out of college. Like it's like I was like fuck, like I don't know how to tell you. It's not like Sam Bankman-Fried where he's fake. Oh shucks, gee golly, like you fucked up and you want to make it right, you know. So we were in this elevator going up to the loft, and then the guy's asking me questions, and it felt pressured. And like as if, and I'm answering questions because he wanted to get to know me as a person. He was trying to figure out what type of person I am, you know, because not clearly, we weren't the same race. So already it was kind of like, all right, that, you know, shit, high emotion, energy. You're looking for reasons not to like the person. So there was a lot that had to go into like assuaging the whole deal, you know. So I was just telling him who I am, what I'm about, the reason why I was even on this fucking street. And then the more I was telling him about me while my parents were there really like explaining things too, the guy really relaxed to the point where he was like, all right, man, look, I'm not going to give you a hard time about this. It's cool. Look, it was a mistake. I know you feel like you're rattled, you know, all this shit. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We'll get it fixed. And he was like, look, man, just enjoy your event, enjoy your night, and it's cool. and I was just like, damn. The other person though, they fucking they tried to charge the shit out of my father. They tried to run up the bill on my father, and he handled it. So yeah, that was wild. That was some bull. There was some bull. It was a piece of shit car. They tried to fucking basically get a new car out of the shit. Instead of fixing the old car, they tried to run up the price, and that fucked shit up. So then, all right. So I get to my event, and because of the rain, it was a low turnout, and I was upset. My partner at the time, not like me and her weren't in a relationship. I mean, like my business partner, there was things that she didn't know that she needed to do because it was my responsibility. So certain things weren't done. So I had to scramble to. People come, but it wasn't that many. And I was like, fuck. And I told my partner this story. And she was like, "Oh my God, are you alright? Like, what the fuck?" And she's like looking at me like, did you die? Did you lose something? I'm like, no. So then, okay, the show happens, and basically, I get on the microphone in front of everybody in the theater, and I basically tell the shorter version of the story to everybody, and then I perform. I'm like, fuck this, you know what? I need to let out some emotion, some energy, so I decide to perform. So I perform one of my favorite monologues that has gotten me a lot of work in the past, and people, they show love. They're like, yeah, and so I never fucking drove. No, I drove that car again afterwards. But I kind of chilled on borrowing my father's shit. I was like, fuck it. I didn't drive as much. So then, after that, my father lost confidence in me in more than one way. He held on to some serious resentment. He didn't say it. No, he said it sometimes. Actually, fuck that. No, he did. And then he decided to like he didn't understand how that could happen. He was like, I don't get it. I purposefully, he used to do this for years. He would just go down that block just to see if it would happen to him. He was like, I don't get it, because in his mind he's a professional driver. He's a pro, because he drives for a living or whatever. So he would go down that block in his mind, because his ego, his machismo. Well, he's like, no, I don't see how you could do this. How the fuck could you do this? I went down that block a bunch of times. How could you fuck this up? You were speeding. You should know in the rain you're supposed to slow down. You were speeding. How did you do this? The resentment levels, I don't think he ever let that shit go, because it just informs some other shit in my life or whatever. So anyway, God, this is a long story, I know, right? But you just triggered something, Demon Tiger. Okay, so in my the universe was like, oh no, we gotta make this right. So after all that happened, my parents, they were driving a couple of years ago. They were driving down to a place that they own or whatever, and it was snowing on the highway. They were in this Kia Sorento that they no longer own. By the way, just for the record, they don't own it anymore, but at the time they still had it. But they don't own it because of this reason that I'm about to tell you. They were driving on the highway, cruising, maybe arguing. I don't know. You know how toxic marriages are. It was snowing. My father was thinking nothing of it. Slowly, he started losing control of the wheel of the car. Then the car started swaying back and forth between lanes. Then the back of the car spun out. So they started spinning in circles. Physics, right? It wasn't that they were leading the spin. The backside was spinning them out. So they had no control at all. Immediately, they're like, holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Emergency brake, this, that, move the fucking wheel back and forth. There was a snow pile on the side of the fucking road. They landed. This is the Kia Sorento still. Yes, this is the Kia Sorento. They landed into a snow pile on the side of the road. And the first thing that happened once they came to a stop and they got their breath, my father fucking my father's very dramatic. My father looked up to the sky, and the first thing he said was my name. He said my name, and then he said, I'm sorry. He said my name. I swear. Because, like, how I know it's true is that, like, my father may embellish and lie. Well, no, he doesn't lie. He don't really. He just embellishes and makes shit dramatic. He forces it. He forces the screwdriver into the nail. If you catch my drift, he's a bull in the china shop. There's not a lot of finesse. It's yelling and shit. My mom was sitting there. She told me, she was like we stopped. We were fucking scared shitless. We thought it was over. And then the first thing he did was that my mom corroborated the story, so that's how I knew it was true. And I was like, you damn fucking right. I'm like, you damn fucking right. I could drive. I was like, I could drive. The shit was fucking crazy. They accused me of texting, call on the phone. It was used as a catalyst to be mad at me for other shit. They were like, are you still acting? Maybe if you drove your car better, you would be a better actor. You would be famous. Like, I just saw this TV show Billboard. It's a guy that looks just like you. Between 18 and 25. Get that role. Maybe if you drove the Kia Sorento belt to what Spherical Art was talking about in regards to the union question. So he's like, forget the fact that I was a founder of a theater company and I and you can't explain the nuances of being union and non-union to someone who thinks that way. You know, where it's like they're using something as a catalyst, like you getting into your first ever car accident and you may have had more control than what the vehicle or technology allowed you, you know, and then explaining it away intelligently, you know. Because I get it. I mean, it's like, yo, you crashed my shit. Like, you crashed my shit. Like, I'll be mad too. Like, oh, man, you crashed my shit. This is fucked up. Like, I don't need this shit right now. I'll be pissed off, you know. Listen, Jesus take the wheel, shit. Like, maybe if Jesus took the wheel, you would have booked Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical. Explaining the nuances and the reasoning behind, like, oh, hey, I can't be I'm choosing to forego becoming union because the only, like, once you become union, you won't be able to get money jobs as non-union, and then the only jobs that are available for union are they're smaller than the pool of jobs for non-union, and non-union jobs are even smaller You know, well, no, I mean they're small, but union jobs are even smaller. But there's just a lot of competition. You know, so then having to explain that, oh, you need an agent, right? Because an agent's gonna get you to the door. Casting directors were only calling people who basically like have agents who they know and have good, like a good. Well, why can't you get an agent? I'll get you. Manager's like, no, you don't understand. You don't even know the difference between manager and agent. You don't even know that oil on water will make shit slick. You will hire with asphalt and complaining. How the fuck are you going? It's like, how would you understand the differences between an agent, a manager, and a casting director, and this hamster wheel of fucking bullshit? Secret Agent Man was actually the name of an anonymous agent in Backstage. So there's a magazine called Backstage that's basically all about the business. That this was one of the few things that would keep me motivated and going back in the day. I know we're supposed to play trivia. I'm just telling stories. But I felt like I wanted to address these things because they're kind of tied together, which is wild. It's crazy that Demon Tiger and Spherical Art both mention these things. Hopefully, I'm providing information. Yeah. Right. Yeah, because I'm a method actor. I needed to have the experience lodged in my brain so I can feel. I needed to feel the crash. I needed to feel the hydroplane. I needed to feel hundreds of people coming out of a restaurant screaming at me murder and death threats because they had trauma from their car. SAG-AFTRA, so the union, like the actors, like the biggest union for actors and voiceover artists and other performers. Basically the 1%. You know, being union doesn't mean that you get work. Straight up and down. That's the thing that they sell you on. That's why you pay $3,000 in order to become a union member. Once you have 3 vouchers that you have to get from working on union jobs, which is a whole nother hamster wheel. You need to get 3. Basically, you need to get paid 3 times, and a receipt of payment. Basically, it's a voucher stating that, hey, we didn't have enough union people on this gig, so we hired a non-union person in order to fill this role. Highly difficult. Or you can get lucky and say, hey, look, we love this person. They're non-union. We're gonna make them union just for this job. And if they work 3 days on set, then they're like in a temporary standing. They have 30 days to pay $3,000, and that's last I checked. That's like a couple of years ago. I mean, like maybe 3 years ago. Three's a good number. And then that shit just keeps going up because the truth be told, the union is a scam. The union board members, they're milking the profits from membership dues, and they don't provide any value to union members. So union members are tricked into thinking, oh, I made it. I'm with the Hollywood A-list. Oh, I'm a SAG-AFTRA member. Not much. I've been auditioning. Well, I auditioned for this. So what? You can audition for some big shit. If you didn't book it, you didn't book it. But there's people who are less trained, less skilled, or whatever, and they're like, they brag. They're like, yeah, oh, I'm an actor. I was just doing background work. Background work isn't real acting work. And they're like, yeah, I was just on set with Denzel Washington. I had an audition, and Will Smith was gonna be the lead. Did you get it? No, but I auditioned. No, like, so fucking what? Do you know how many auditions Try to flee the scene of the crime. Shit, I mean, listen, he got me out of there because it's like it's what we all would do. But if your kid got into some shit, you're not trying to do anything illegal. You're just trying to make sure that you have no further issues. Like you're trying to problem solve. I'm a good problem solver. But I mean, clearly I was younger and it was an experience that I didn't. Oh my god! But yeah, hopefully they. I went a little long there. That was like 30 something. Well, but let me just tie it off. Let me tie it off like this. I don't. The Kia Sorento was traded in for another car. After that moment, my father was traumatized. I'm like, no shit, join the club. Join the fucking club. You're traumatized shit. You've been holding that shit over my head for years. And then what else? Oh, when it comes to fucker, when I can start making more money, when I can actually book the fucking roles and make money from audition from you once every fucking couple of fucking weeks. I'm like, that's a whole other thing. My journey and experience as an actor, really losing sleep. Pilot season, doing all the research, hoping and praying that I. The worst thing is getting the shot and like one tiny thing is off. God, I don't even. We'll have another convo about Jackbox.tv. What are we playing this evening? Quick sort. Oh, we played this last time, right? How many people can we get in? Let's try. Let's do Fibbage. Thank you. It was so therapeutic talking about these things. What? You don't need a therapist? I can stream. Instead of trauma bonding, I want to dump my trauma on you. If you want to play. Do callbacks, this and this, because it was open. You could craft your own lane in your own world, and it was for the best. It's great. It also let me know that I don't give a fuck about union and non-union shit in terms of this, meaning more like I feel more empowered to create my own shit now. In all projects instead of auditioning for somebody else's shit. So not to say I don't give a fuck about Spherical Arts Question. That's not what I mean. More like the concept. It's kind of like the construct is what I don't hate. I love Spherical Arts Question. Sorry, that's my I'm yelling and screaming into the microphone. Join, yo. The room code is OFPH. OFPH. All right. All right. So let's do this. I know it was a long speech. It was a long Friday. It's and other random things started happening. I was like feeling strange. The weather changed. It was strange, you know. So I know the deal. But all right, y'all. Oh no, thank you for engaging. Thank you for triggering. You know, thank you for posing the question. It's crazy how both of those subjects were tied into each other. Yeah, I know, right? And the Demon Tiger, don't worry. I'm sure that you'll be fine. You and your significant other will be fine. Hope I didn't scare you or deter you. Just keep your eyes on the 4-wheel drive. Keep your eyes on the 4-wheel drive, and you're good to go. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming through to this edition of Trivia Night. Much love. Please enjoy your weekends. Don't let the crypto winter get you down. We're all going to be just fine, all right? Much love, and I'll see you later.